Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And tonight our question comes to us from Red Dragon. And Red Dragon asks how one can tell the age of one's soul, or whether one was born old. And the terms old soul, young soul are very commonly used, but I think that I should start by pointing out that I really believe they're a bit of a misnomer. Because what they're really describing is not the age of the soul. I'm not sure if the concept of age actually has relevance to the soul anyway, at least in the same way that would have relevance to a physical lifetime. But rather, when we talk about young souls and old souls, we're talking about the soul's level of maturity and arguably the level of experience. However, we all know who live in this physical world that experience and maturity do not necessarily go hand in hand, and one can have had many, many experiences and still not have achieved maturity. When we're talking about the idea of the young soul and the old soul, rather we're talking about qualities that are generally taken to represent souls that are newer in their experiential journey through incarnation, at least through human incarnation, or which are farther along the way. And I believe that generally speaking, most people would agree that those who would be considered younger souls are much more excited about life and about physical activity, about physical adventure, about emotional adventure, whereas the older souls are much more given to spiritual inquiry and spiritual growth. However, this is, in my opinion, not necessarily an ideal way to look at it. And what I would say is that we're all where we are. We're all at different places in our own journeys, and it's not necessarily good or bad where we're at, it's just where we're at. And I've quoted the 5 Mystic Secrets several times in recent vlogs, and one of the things my late mother said in the 5 Mystic Secrets is, again, we have all the time in the world to get to where we're going because deity has all the time in the world to wait for us. So the idea that you can be farther along or not certainly is true, but some people tend to look at it as being one being better or one being worse. I don't think that's really true. I think it's just a matter of where you are. All experiences have lessons and all lessons have value. But again, the term older soul would tend to refer to those souls who are at a point in their incarnation where they're really looking beyond the world of incarnation. They're looking more toward their spirituality and toward trying to bring more and more of the spiritual energy into the physical world. Now, the idea of being born old is a totally different idea from an old soul or a young soul. One who is born old is a person who brings many natural spiritual talents or other talents into their incarnation that they have not learned during that incarnation. They're drawing heavily upon the talents and the skills and understandings of past lives, which manifest naturally in the current life, as what some people like to call gifts. I don't personally like the term gifts because it implies that they've not been worked for, and all skills and talents have been worked for either in this life or in previous lifetimes. So that's a different thing. To determine if you're born old or not, it's really a question of, are you manifesting talents you have not learned in this lifetime? If you are, then you are probably born old. But basically, those are my thoughts on this subject. I hope you find them interesting, and until next time, may you blessed be. But wait, don't forget our books, Witch School 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Degree, and also Living the Wiccan Life, and Ritual in Theory and Practice, available at a bookstore near you, or get them direct from us at www.witchschoolstore.com.